Is the constitution of the knowledge of good and evil embedded within a time which the Creator morally condemned knowledge because of its immorality? Where did the knowledge of good and evil come from? Did the knowledge of good and evil come from the Creator whom created all things, including information, which is itself considered a sphere of knowledge? Sphere of knowledge definition: a unified body or collection of knowledge regarding a specific subject, interest or otherwise area of expertise possessed by an individual. Genesis 2 verse 17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. In spite of many commonly disagreeing of this claim, this implies a history of where and when knowledge was perceived by the Creator as an abomination to accumulate for humanity and therefore obtain. During this time that knowledge was condemned as abominable, was the population human beings? Or was the population some other formation of living subjects? Was there any formations at all? However, it is not good to assume anything other than what is practical to ourselves, considering the human factor being the reality of that time. However, as according to the Bible, which implies that God has a tolerance and therefore compassion for the presence of evil, when Lucifer, who was succumbed by the spirit of Satan, instead of destroying Lucifer in his rebellion for his transgressions against God, based obviously upon a law that was established in the heavenly plane, the place of where there was supposed to be total order and yet obviously without protection from the acts of rebellion from its population. But he, she or it, was spared and then ousted unto this earthly plane of where we also were created to exist. A place of where the earth supplies food, oxygen and other natural resources which are designed and manifested to preserve, all of which has been situate upon it. This is the reality which is evident. As it is evident that the earth was created for the rebellious ones whom were cast out of heaven. As this preservation by God reveals a compassion for Satan and his student Lucifer, this in harmony reveal of God, a tolerance, a compassion and a will of preservation for evil, as many are afraid, or made by religion uncomfortable to question for the sake of investigation. If the knowledge of good and evil is not beneficial for the human family obviously, then where did this information come from? Who created this sphere of information which the divine warned Adam to refrain from in the knowledge according to the Bible? Was there another God present who created this constitution which the divine did not agree with? Before information was released by what Eve committed, through the instinct which she possessed within, which was rebellion, Satan had to know that she was made for the purpose of being able to be manipulated by it, and therefore cause also the same rebellion upon earth as was committed in the heavenly plane. As this influence of her made Adam to be manipulated in obtaining this knowledge which caused the death of the current humanity. But, despite her influence upon Adam, Adam was still responsible for making his own conscious decision in going against what God instructed him not to do, which implies him also having the rebellion implication inside. This is obvious the case. Otherwise, this would not have taken place. As considering the condition of the planet, this has to be valid either of the Bible, the Quran, or simple observation from the non-religious community who are still able to see and feel that something formidable transpired that created this complicated stay on this earth despite believing in any organized and established religious doctrine. I would say that all of this was created by the accumulation of information, which the human family has forever used for the sake of war, suffering and death. So, is giving oneself to religious doctrine and therefore information beneficial? The evidence reveals a definable negative. The state of mind that Adam was in according to the Bible was obviously the state which was shown to me when I died. A mind that was empty of any information which reveal my being to be back a part of all living things, of clarity beyond limited knowledge, and back being a part of being one with all living things and power which is unlimited. As also not having any implication of implementing any personal agenda, because of having no more information to enforce any further chaos upon the earth. His mind was simply designed to obey without question. Questioning implies having knowledge. The moment that Adam gave into Eve's information, he died assuredly. Knowledge opposes truth, as what was implied of Yeshua. John 5 verse 30. I can of mine own self do nothing, as I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek not mine own will, but the will of the Father which hath sent me. John 12 verse 40, For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me, he gave me a commandment, what I should say, and what I should speak. The same as Lucifer through Satan sought his own will, the same was Eve in truth in time seeking her own as she removed herself from the presence of Adam. They were compatible and in harmony with rebellion. As this is what we are seeing this day in many women, men, and children. All of which are the results of the accumulation of knowledge that has produced such the condition of the environment through this current government system that is slowly destroying human relationship. Yeshua said that, He does not speak of myself, and thus, He does not speak from the area of any knowledge that He has attained, but of the Spirit of the Divine, alone. And therefore, the Spirit of truth is in opposition of knowledge, as what was implied when this was said. Genesis 2 verse 17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. Was this implying that the information and therefore constitution of information was fruitless, non-beneficial, and non-productive? When observing the condition of the earth, it is clear that the accumulation of information has produced of humanity, a world that is in fact, inhumane in terms of human relationship. Therefore, seeking to find the right information is futile. All matters of living has to be trusted with the spiritual and intellectual instinct of the human being who is humanity. Information has only caused divisiveness. As this is placed before you as a possibility and a reality, consider what you see this day. Written by David Anthony Brayboy.